Welcome back to the A Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Amir Hamid. Joining me today will be Brant DeBow.
Hey.
And Mauro Cesario. Hey, how are ya?
Beats him to it. Yeah.
Well, that's upsetting. That is really upsetting. What the hell? Hey, how are ya?
Yeah, go.
Let's go.
All right, boys, back together.
We missed you, Mauro.
Yeah, had some family stuff to take care of on Wednesday night. So,
family schman.
Italians, man.
Yeah, that's right. Padre, Filio, Spirito Santo. That's it. What
the fuck was that?
That's the sign of the cross.
We just went to Rome.
That's your Italian lesson for today. Nothing more.
I don't even know what it means, but all right.
That's just the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit.
I heard Papa John's.
Papa John pizza lasagna.
Okay. Oh my.
All right, let's get into it. So Leafs Sharks last night. Leafs come away with a 4-1 victory. It was a lot closer than the score indicated. What's this for? What are you trying to coaches review this?
Big dub. I love it. Celebrated a bit. Big dub. Big dub. We're the skinny little screen here.
There you go.
That game was weird as shit, dude. They outshot them. I think it was 24-17 or 18 or something like that. Like the Sharks got no shots, but that entire game, I felt like they were dominating us. There wasn't a point. There wasn't many points where I thought the Leafs were in it. Like it was just like shit. We're gonna lose this.
It was and
then Riley scores. Yeah, Riley scores with 6 minutes left.
They left it late.
Okay. Yeah,
left it late. Ugly win.
Yeah,
even the
probably because of Justin Bieber.
Even the Muzzin goal, like you're like, oh, it's with 2 seconds left.
Yeah,
in the period.
Yeah.
And you just
like
out nowhere.
If he doesn't squeak that in at the end of the period, then like you're looking at a tough game. Like. It's weird to say like the Leafs didn't play well because they only gave up 17 shots, but like they were 0 for 5 on the power play, which is
that was ugly again.
That's bad. But like defensively, that's something you want them to do, right? Like if you can't win a game giving up 17 shots, then there's a problem.
No, for sure. But like you would take a game where you only give up 17 shots, even though you're not playing your best. Because if the other team score is shooting only 17 shots, I would like my chances to win the game.
Yep. I would expect Freddie to make at least 16 saves.
Yeah. Yep. On the first night of a back-to-back, like I can't remember what I was listening to, but they were like, San Jose's coming off like the second half of back-to-back, but they know that you have a game tomorrow against the Habs. I think it was Steve Dangle's video. I can't remember recapping it, but he's like, yeah, but San Jose realizes that like you only have so much to give and they could just empty the tank tonight.
Yep.
And they're playing their starter on the second half of a back-to-back against you. So
who looked good last night, considering he's been a piece of Swiss cheese all year. Like, he was dominating the Leafs for the first period and then kind of faltered in the third a little bit. But
he just let in a muffin on the Matthews goal. Like the Matthews goal should not have.
Nice. It was a perfectly placed shot, though. Like it was like just through the 5-hole and then like off the post and in. I'm like,
it looked too easy. Like up the goal, you know.
Every time Matthews scores, it looks too easy.
Fair.
So this is the point I wanted to bring up. So the Leafs last time around when they had the back-to-back with the Columbus Blue Jackets and then the Bruins the next night, everybody made the big deal about them starting Anderson in the first game of the back-to-back. Yeah. And that's kind of been par for the course the entire way through with Babcock, and he did it again this time around, and it worked. They've got their 2 points, and whatever you get in the second night is gravy. And they were going over this on the quiz. I think it was the Wednesday nighter against the Bruins, or the last week when they played the Bruins, and I think it was both O-Dog and I forget the third guy on the panel. They both disagreed with him doing it. And Bob McKenzie's like, no, I agree with Babcock's approach. And I just wanted to make mention of this because like, I feel like it is a little bit overblown, but it's worked. It's worked right now.
Like, I don't like it.
It's been hit and miss.
They're handling it.
I like
I
it
think it's the
too.
right way.
I don't like that you're conceding 2 points every time you have a back.
You're not conceding 2
Well,
points.
you're not. That's what I mean.
You kind of are some of these.
Yeah, but you're also expecting 2 points.
Mhm.
Yeah, but why can't we be expecting 4 points? This team's good enough to take 4. This team's good enough to be taking 4 points out of back-to-backs, especially when the start of the back-to-back. When the first game of your back-to-back is a team like Minnesota or a team like Columbus, you should be expecting 4 points out of a back-to-back.
Sure, but you also don't want to hang your goalie out to dry by putting your starter in for the second half. Your guys are dogging it that night.
Yeah. That's the approach I look at it from too, because it's better to give Freddie the chance in net when everybody's fully healthy, as opposed to the second night where you're expecting him to do everything that night on a game
which
where they're basically, but
which is his role on this team for the most part, because like half the time he's getting 30 shots a night. So it's like you expect him to be able to handle that load. You don't expect Hutch to handle that load. He can't.
Like, and then it begs the question of, why aren't they starting Freddie in both games of the back-to-back? It's early in the season still. I don't. Right. Like, so at some point you're going to have to just pick your spots, right? Like, which game does it really matter? As long as if you come away with 2 out of the possible 4 points, or at least 3, and give yourself a chance in the second game, I feel like going with him in the first game should be the plan going forward. And
I just don't like that. Conceding 2 of 4 points. It's not something I enjoy seeing. And I think realistically, like this one, I didn't really care because I think San Jose and Montreal are pretty much an even matchup. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really matter who goes when.
Not
but the other
year.
ones,
it's not even this year because San Jose hasn't been good.
Yeah, but they've been good. They're a good team. Like they could easily beat the Leafs anytime.
Good talent.
Right? But like all the other ones, like Minnesota, easily a bottom feeder team. Columbus has been a bottom feeder team all year. Like throw your back up against them, because you give yourself the same chance to win with Hutch against them that you would with Freddie. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that you also don't like, the Leafs power play is struggling.
Hard.
Been brutal.
Would you switch up the units? Like, would you do something to them?
No,
then you're wrong. I think Tyson Barrie needs to be on that first unit
instead of Morgan Riley, or with Morgan Riley?
No, with Morgan Riley.
Yeah, that's fine.
Me and Nick were talking about this yesterday. You need to have. I think Barrie needs to be in Marner's spot. Marner needs to be in the middle, and then keep everything the same way, except have like Janssen down low.
I don't know if I like Marner in the middle.
Marner can just distribute.
What happens when Tavares comes back?
No, I agree.
There's literally no point in having him in the spot that he's in, because he cannot shoot the puck. And it's
I agree. He can't shoot the puck, but I think that like him in that spot, it's really just him playmaking,
which is literally his role.
But it becomes so predictable to the point where they expect the fake pass, they expect the shot pass, and they're basically waiting for it.
Both sides. You have weapons on both sides now. So it's like, because Barry's got an incredible shot. So you have him on his one-timer side. You have Matthews on his one-timer side. So you have 2 shots that can come from either side. You have Marner to distribute literally anywhere, because both guys can shoot. You can throw it to Janssen down low, or JT when he comes back. Like that unit would be a hell of a lot better. Your unit 2 is going to suck regardless. Like I don't think you can help that one. I think you just need to bank on the fact that your first unit could probably score you a goal in the first minute.
But I've liked the second unit better these past couple games anyway.
Dude, they looked bad yesterday, dude. They were in their
maybe not yesterday, but like the other night against, it was either the Bruins or Columbus. Like I think Kerfoot scored on the back end of the power play, or whether it was 5-on-5 or 5-on-4. Like I feel like the secondary scores have really been driving this team for the last little while, and finally like Matthews put one in last night, and it, like I don't know what to think. Like I was talking about some of this stuff with my friends, and it's like, has Babcock lost the room, or is that a bit of a stretch?
No, he definitely has. We were talking about this a little bit last time. I just don't think this is his team anymore, man. Like, still an incredible coach, does a good job, does not have this team. It's just not like
and I feel like the power play is basically the epitome of it. That, you know, like you have all these guys on the power play and it's like not clicking at 0 for 5. It's like, what's going on?
No, he doesn't know how to use the weapons that he has in front of him, which it sucks, but it's run its course, and I just don't think they're going to make a move.
Yeah.
I think you're missing one of your best players, and it's hard to make assumptions based off of the team that you're not going to have later on.
Like, yes, you're missing JT, but you can still see that the team that's in front of you does not want to play for this guy. Regardless of whether JT's in the room or not, it doesn't make a difference.
The captain, whether the captain's in the room or not, you think it doesn't make a difference? I disagree.
No. What difference is it going to make? They're still not going to want to play for Babcock. Like, what change is it going to make? It's going to make Marner better when he comes back. Like, it's not like he's going to come and be like, no, this is our coach. Because I don't think JT's a big fan either, man. Like, Babcock's not a player's coach, and like this team is just like,
you can tell that the attitude, just the approach, it looks very slouchy. Like they haven't been playing to their level. Like it's just been so apparent thus far.
So for like a team that's still in third in their division, I think that everyone's overreacting. Honestly, like you're still sitting third in the Atlantic. Everyone should like settle down. I think it's just like the whole thing that they're not just blowing teams out of the water. That I think that's why the fan base and like the media is jumping down their throats. Like I don't think it's justified, honestly. Like we're 12 games in.
They're under 500 since January.
How many good games have they played this season? Like if we look at the schedule, like how many good wins have there been?
Oh, right.
Like I don't think the Leafs have really produced that many good wins.
You mean like they won against Detroit 5-2. Okay, yeah. They won against Columbus 4-1. Would you expect?
The Ottawa game was ugly as shit.
Mm-hmm. The Bruins game
the Bruins game was a well fought win. That one you won in overtime. But I mean, for the most part, like it's been, a loss against Columbus, a loss against the Bruins, a loss against the
but there's
Capitals,
good losses in there, like the Blues loss.
Where
that was a good loss. That one you held them to like 3 minutes left in the game, and you had them basically toe to toe.
Like the Canadians one. The Canadians one, I don't think is on Babs. The one where they're fucking blowing.
Yeah.
The one where you have Hutchin net on the back-to-back after you face Minnesota, the worst team in the league the night before. I think that's entirely on Babs, but hey.
I disagree. I think your fucking player lost his head and fucked you over.
Yeah, on the fourth goal of the comeback. That's not the point. Like they scored 4 straight.
They wouldn't have came back.
It does not matter. That's 4 straight goals. You should have not even been in that situation. You had a 3-goal lead.
It's also on
you give up 4 goals in the third.
You're going to tell me that's not on Dubas?
You can't afford a backup goalie. Who are you going to go get?
No, but I agree with
that's still on Dubas.
How?
Because it's his job.
Would you rather have a backup goalie or would you rather have Mitch Marner?
Hold on, but that's not the same.
You can't afford a back. It's the cap situation.
But it's your job.
Can't afford because
but there's a
that you can. He didn't do that.
Okay, then you're going to have to give up one of those stars.
But it was if
you don't want to be in this cap situation.
$1 million, like an over $1 million backup goalie.
Who?
Keith Kincaid was available in the offseason. And there should have been no reason why the Leafs couldn't have gone out and at least made an approach for a guy like him, Louis Domingue, anybody.
Domingue's making like $2 million. You can't afford it.
But still, that was a big need going into the offseason or even since they lost McElhinney, and it's never been addressed. And it's a real problem because every year after year, it's, we got to manage Freddie's workload. And I feel like, it's a very valid point and it needs to be addressed and it hasn't been done thus far. And it is on Dubas.
I don't disagree with you. They need a better backup goalie, but like who can you afford? Like even Keith Kincaid's making 1.75. You can't afford it. Like you need a league min goalie or you can't run this team. It's the shitty part of having Tavares, Marner, Matthews, Nylander, because you have to fill in with cheaper guys, including your backup goalie. You can't sign a backup goalie worth anything because you don't have the cap space.
Because you didn't sign them to good deals. It's true.
I think Nylander's on a pretty good. I think the only one that I wouldn't say is a good deal is Marner's, especially now because he looks like shit. But you knew he was getting that. He was asking for 4. According to Marner, this is a fucking hometown discount because he wanted 14. So apparently it is a good deal for their camp. So realistically, what is he going to do, man? It's like you either let Marner walk and you boost the supporting pieces around him, or you sign Marner and you live with the fact that your goalie is a piece of Swiss cheese behind Freddie. Like, you kind of hope to hit on a league min goalie, but you can't right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you expect them to do there.
My thing is they couldn't come to this conclusion last year.
Yeah.
Like, Hutchinson was in the AHL. You didn't trust enough to be your backup until the playoffs.
Yep. Which you knew you weren't going to use him because Freddie's running every game.
Thinking that he's a fine, reliable backup.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't, right? They brought in Neuwirth. And they brought in not good, but like they brought in guys to be like, well, compete, please. And Neuwirth sucked. Like, I don't know. There's not much they could have done realistically. This is the situation you're in. You have a shit backup goalie, so you need to be able to coach your way out of that. Like, you know he's not going to beat a lot of teams. Give him the shit games to give yourself a chance to win the game. That's all I'm saying.
I think this is the ultimate agreement.
I don't know. Yeah, this is the disagreement to agree to disagree. I'm with Amir.
Okay.
All right. So Matthews got hit in the head yesterday by Brendan Dillon, and Dillon is not going to be suspended by the league. What do you guys think about the hit to the head?
Shit hit.
It was late.
Yeah.
The puck was gone. And
he was admiring his pass, though.
So what? You still can't hit a guy in the head.
I'm just stating a fact.
Still can't hit a guy in the head. If he dummies him straight in the chest, sure. He was admiring his pass. Yeah, like, keep your head up, dude. But like, he literally comes up and hits him square in the jaw. Like, it's not like they're saying there's no head contact. I think that's horseshit.
It's because Matthews is a bigger player. They're always like that towards him. They're biased against players like him.
Yep. It's stupid. I think it's ridiculous that he's not going to face anything for that. But Marner's fine, apparently, so that's good.
Okay, so talk to me about what Bettman said about the playoffs.
This is a funny little story I read on the Score.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, ever since the Leafs Bruins have run its course these past couple seasons, like, all Leafs fans have been basically salty as shit, and I feel like it's a very valid point to make because I forget the standings, but like, you're talking about 3 and 4, or was it 2 and 3? Like, 2 out of the top 5 teams are playing each other in the first round of the playoffs.
We were 2 and 3 last year, right? Us from Boston, or 3? 2
like,
and 4.
I forget 100.
I think 2 and 3.
I think we were 2 and 3 last year.
In the East. Oh, in the East? Yeah.
We're 2 and 3. Maybe I think Washington.
No, it was 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And he says, we think the format we have works extremely well unless you're a Leafs fan.
The ultimate move.
I don't get it. Like, this has been a big issue. Like, when it came to the Leafs versus Bruins series, back-to-back years, and when it was always the Penguins and Capitals in the second round, it's always been a topic of conversation, and I don't realize what it needs to go to in order for them to realize that it's not a very good format. No. Like, I'm very, very, very against the whole metropolitan representative and then Atlantic. Like, I've always enjoyed the 1-8 and then it recedes.
Yeah.
Like, the NBA does that, do they not? I don't know if they reseed, but
they don't reseed.
They do 1 through 8, but no, they don't reseed. No. But what the NBA fans want them to do is 1 through 16, no matter the conference, like abolish conferences.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't like that.
Why?
I don't know. The travel thing for me is just like,
It's the playoffs. Who gives a shit?
But then you're not playing. Then you got to switch the regular season schedule, right? Because like, now you're ranking teams based on how they did during the season. You don't play the Western Conference team as much if you're an Eastern Conference team. So it's like, you're not really getting a fair shake. Like, the East is a joke. So realistically, the good teams in the East are going to be better because they're facing a bunch of shit teams.
So no matter what, you play every team twice, and then based on your division and your conference, I think you play an extra game, or inside your division, I think you play them 4 times or something.
Yeah.
So they still did that. I'd be fine with it, but it's 2 different sides of the spectrum. Eric Branson somehow was traded off of his contract to the Ducks. The Ducks, they get off of like a bad contract with Kessler because he's on LTIR.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get another one.
Yep, because they suck.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. The guy's on another 2 years. So this year and next year at $4 million. I mean, this doesn't make too much sense.
Man, Jim Rutherford's an incredible GM. Like, to be able to do what he's done in the past like 10 years, like the team he has out there right now, not pretty, but like some of the things he escapes from and some of the moves he makes to do for this team, it's like, what?
Some of them on his own doing.
Yeah. I mean, he put himself in this situation where he's like, that was dumb. You get rid of him. I'm like,
he fixed his own self-caused problem.
Yeah. Which nobody would have thought he would have been able to do. Like he got assets for this, man. Like I think it's pretty good.
I'm not a big fan of the Phil Kessel trade.
Yeah.
And that hasn't looked too good so far, but
no, Gal just hurt. But it also, I don't think that has as much to do with him as the fact that you let the fact that he had a bad relationship with, how's his name? Coach there.
Mike Sullivan.
Thank you. Would Mike Sullivan kind of dictate the fact that you're getting rid of him? I think that's stupid. I think you get rid of the coach before you get rid of your top three.
No, but not even him. It was Malkin too that wanted him out. Like he's like,
Malkin was like, I'm not.
They said that was bullshit, but
bullshit.
They were like best friends the entire time he was there. Like, don't tell me they just didn't want to play together all of a sudden. Like they got along.
I think that they didn't want to play with each other. I think that they didn't want to play with each other.
I think it's just. I don't think it was not that they didn't want to play with each other. It's just Malkin didn't like his his lazy attitude kind of thing, and he felt that the coach
let him get it with
Sullivan. Sullivan would think that it rubbed off on Malkin as well. Like, and he didn't want Sullivan thinking that. And he's like, well, like, I'm not like that kind of player. I've been with this team for how long. And either you don't think that of me or you get rid of this guy. And basically, if that is how it all went down, which you're saying that you don't think you're not buying it, but I feel like in some sense, whether it's Crosby, Sullivan, Malkin, they all have to have some sort of pull. Mm-hmm. And whether they did or not, I mean, it ended up happening. And I still don't like the value they got back in the trade. So
makes no sense. But like the fact that he got out of this deal.
Yeah, that's
pretty good, man.
And it wasn't even any retained salary, which is incredible. I don't know. That's weird.
You got assets and don't have to pay the guy anymore. And you're just like, yep, okay, done with that mistake.
Yeah.
Does a good job.
Let's move on to the NBA real quick. Me and Moro at least watch Raps Celtics.
Yeah.
I woke up at I went to the hospital, came home at 12:30, went to bed, and then I woke up at 7:30 or 8. Yeah, I was just like, oh no, my sleep schedule is going to be so fucked.
Yep.
Holy shit. And I still ended up going to bed at 11 somehow, or 12 after the game. I know. All right, Raps Celtics. Honestly, okay, so the Raps lose against the Celtics by 4. It was a close game all game. Mm-hmm. The Raps could have and probably should have won the game, but I don't think it's a discouraging loss in any way. I think that it brought up some concerning points though. Like the offensive rebounding, I think Boston out rebounded them by 25 points or something ridiculous, which led to 26 second chance points. So as long as you get those in check, I think the Raps win this game, and I'm not really afraid of Boston. They're a good team; they have good pieces. Yeah, but I like the Raptors pieces more. What about you, Mauro?
No, I agree. Siakam looked really good last night. Dropped another 30 points. Kyle Lowry had some nice 3-pointers. I only caught a bit of the second half, so the third and the fourth, and whatever it was. Within 1 or 2 points the entire way through. And then in the fourth quarter, they just couldn't get the stops they needed late on. And, they missed the opportunity with, I think it was Gasol going in on the drive.
Gasol's been bad the first 2 games. Of the season. He's been really bad. But I think look, the positives that you take out is Pascal's the real deal. I think beat writers and I think Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated was just Siakam's in the MVP conversation.
Wow,
he looked unreal.
How many games are they in this season? 3 now? 2? Wow.
So he started he made 5 for 5 threes and then he missed his last 2. But regardless, he looked like the best player.
Yeah, he looked great.
He's playing against Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and he just looked like the best guy out there. Mm-hmm. So I think that was really encouraging. I think Mark that's the big thing where you're just can he just give us something? Because he looked really bad out there. I think that's all for this. So MJ says Steph isn't a Hall of Famer, and this gave media pundits everything to talk about, and it was ridiculous. Because if we're just stating facts here, when Michael was talking, he was just he was asked if he would want to take anyone over the starting 5. He would take I can't remember the context, but his dream starting 5, and he listed players he only played with. So then the interview was oh, so you don't want to take Steph Curry? He's nope, he's not a Hall of Famer, which is a fact. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet. What did we?
Yeah, I mean, he technically.
And everyone lost their mind saying "Oh, Steph isn't a Hall of Famer yet." That's ridiculous. Of course, Steph is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
but is it yet?
Has he won an MVP? He's won an MVP, hasn't he?
He won 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't he the first unanimous MVP in league history?
Yeah. Which he shouldn't have been, but yes. Because Shaq should have been in 2001.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that year he shouldn't have been. I'm he was pretty good.
Yeah. So that whole thing I thought was stupid.
Yep.
Week 8 picks. We getting into that?
Ooh.
Alrighty. So Morrow didn't submit a pick for Thursday night.
Here we go.
I think we should honestly throw a coin up in the air and be heads is Minnesota, heads is Washington that he took.
Well, let's just put it this way. I was going to take either the Rams versus Bengals, which I ended up doing, or the Vikings versus the thing for my survivor pool.
Oh.
So I would have, if I remembered to put it in, I would have taken the Vikings. So you guys
honestly,
run your course with however
because it's Morrow and he's still so far behind. I don't think we should be jipping him for that. I think that was an easy pick game.
I'll make it. How's about this? I'll make it up to you guys with a pick this week.
Oh, I don't know. I think I took a couple underdogs this week, but we'll see. All right. So we all took Minnesota.
Yeah.
Let me just put that in real quick.
I'm going to pull up my
team.
podcast picks.
Yeah.
So that way I can keep mine logged as well.
All right.
I literally make my picks on the spot.
I'm making my picks on the spot this week too, because I didn't have it done ahead of time. So
Oakland at Houston.
At Houston, I'll take the Texans.
They look really bad this week. Houston.
Okay. Seattle at.
Who are you taking? You taking Houston?
I took Houston, yeah.
Okay.
So
Seattle at Atlanta.
Seattle.
Seattle.
I don't think Matt Ryan's playing.
Yeah.
Okay. I took Seattle. Chargers at Chicago. I took Chicago.
Yeah, I like the Bears in that one.
One of the future homes of Tom Brady. Either the Chargers or the Bears.
Could.
I don't think it's. Yeah, Bears. I think.
Brant's Detroit Lions versus the Giants. Detroit's at home. Morrow.
I'm taking the New York Giants, baby. Giants pride. I'm going to be there in that game, and I'm going to be rooting with my Saquon Barkley jersey there, and they're going to win.
You're going?
I'm going tomorrow. Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and I'm booking it.
Now you have Giants pride.
Okay.
Where was your Giants pride last week?
Yeah, but I got the pick right.
Yeah, I know you did. That's not the point. You're going to get this one wrong.
But
so why are you going Giants so hard on this one?
Because I'm going to be there. Okay. It's different.
You're going to bring the good energy to the Giants, eh?
I'm going to bring the good energy.
You're going to Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going to Detroit.
You're going to go to Detroit and cheer for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to Detroit to go cheer on the Giants.
R.I.P. Morrow. It's been nice knowing you, buddy.
Yeah.
Morrow gets stuck in 8 Mile and just stays.
This will be Morrow's last podcast. Thanks for
everything,
man.
Hey,
appreciate your time.
I'll sign off today with a final. Hey, how are you? In case I'm not back from Detroit.
This is his last weekend trip ever. I didn't even make neither of us made a pick.
No, I picked Detroit.
Okay, yeah, so did I.
Yeah. Jets at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I took Jacksonville.
The Jets were giving me hope.
Yeah, I'll take Jacksonville.
Okay.
The Jets were giving me hope until that Patriots game, and now I'm just like, sorry.
Cincinnati at the Rams.
Oh yeah, this is my pick for the
obviously
survivor pool, so I'm banking on the Rams hard this week.
Obviously, the Bengals. Team's gross. 0-7 start. Thank you.
Which one's the London game?
Jags.
Oh, Jags Jets?
I'm pretty sure. If it's not this week, then it might be next week. But I'm like 90% tight.
Yes.
Yeah, 9th. It's next week though. Week 9, Jags versus Texans. 9:30 a.m. Wembley.
We're unanimous on the Rams, right?
No, but the Cincinnati Rams is a London game.
And it doesn't matter because Cincinnati.
No, obviously.
Oh, this week too. That's right.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton doesn't play well in primetime games, so yeah.
Andy Dalton doesn't play well.
Time?
You could have just stopped after Andy Dalton doesn't play well.
Doesn't play well.
That's it.
I know,
Done.
but
done.
So we're all taking the Rams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The should have been battle of 2014 number 1 picks. Tampa Bay at Tennessee.
Tampa at Tennessee. I don't really like any of these teams.
Is Mariota not starting?
No, it's
Tannehill. Tanny's getting the start. I'm going Titans.
Whoa.
Are we agreeing again, Amir?
I think so.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Bucks also.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is my chance.
Yeah, it could be your chance, but then we'll just be like, no, fuck you.
Can confirm though. Delaney Walker's been ruled out, so it's going to come down to Janu Smith and the rest of the mediocre receiving core. So here, yeah, sticking with it.
See that game there. If you guys have both taken Tennessee, then I might have switched from Tampa Bay then. Just because I don't feel great about Tampa Bay, but since me and Brian are both taking it.
But like Amir loves Jameis Winston more than any quarterback in the NFL. So
I love my crab legs and Jameis Winston.
Crab legs.
Philly at Buffalo.
Go Bills!
Go Bills!
Actually, I want to look at this one. This one's really close. The spread is 1 point in favor of the Bills. I'm taking the Bills regardless because that was originally my pick, but this is actually expected to be a really close game. It's going
to be a close game. And I'd rather be on the Bills side than
I have a lot less faith in the Bills this week than I did last week because they look like shit against the Dolphins. But hey, go Bills.
Shit. Oh no, I'm good. Arizona at New Orleans.
Who dat?
Same. Morrow?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Saints. They've been rolling even without Kamara last week, and
they might have Drew Brees. So,
is that the right thing though? Should Drew Brees be there?
No, I don't think he should be back. Like,
I think they're going to sit both of them still. Kamara and Brees.
Listen to a lot of Pat McAfee recently, and the storyline with everyone he's interviewed recently has been like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, take this week off because it's the Cardinals. Who cares? And then you have a bye week, and then you can come back against a divisional rival. It's like you might as well just like make sure you're 110%. Get out there, fire on all cylinders when you get back. It's not like Teddy's been bad.
I agree, but also like you know when like you come back from injuries, you want to like work out the kinks. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that this is a bad game to do that because you can work out whatever like stuff that you need to, and then you have the bye week.
But it's not like you don't have time for the rest of the season, even if you come back after the bye week. Like it's like you can work out the kinks next. Like when
who's their week 10? Who's their week 10 matchup?
All I know is it's divisional. I forget who it was. You can look it up.
I'm gonna check that.
I don't
it's
think
the Falcons week 10 really. Like I don't think that's not a big test defensively at least.
No.
So-
I don't know. I'm just on the side of like, look, I think that if you're going to win a Super Bowl, it's going to be with Drew Brees.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you
sure.
need him. So let's get him going.
Well, let's get him healthy then. I'm just with the.
I'd say get him healthy
if
first.
he's saying he's healthy and the doctors have cleared him, then let's get him.
Well, Cam said he was healthy for 2 years.
Okay, but Cam's also. Do you see how he writes his Instagram captions?
Yeah, he's an idiot. But also, we kind of didn't really get on that. But they're not going with Cam this week. I think he's eligible to play, and they're still going with Kyle Allen. So,
Yeah, but for how long?
Thanks,
Like,
boys.
I
think they ride Kyle Allen all year, man. Like they look really good with him behind.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
No,
I think run
If
with
it ain't
Kyle
broke,
Allen.
don't fix it. Yeah. All right.
Carolina at San Francisco. Okay, we're gonna
Look
do
at that.
There, then?
Ooh.
Did we do the Colts versus Broncos?
No, we're good in there. It's the second
Oh,
one.
that's the 1 o'clock game. Oh,
They're playing them.
First Sunday night.
so we're doing Panthers versus 49ers first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I already got the 49ers.
The Niners.
Ah, look at that, eh?
Come
I got a
on.
lot of faith in that offense, man. Like I know San Francisco's got a good defense, but like McCaffrey,
They added
over good
Emmanuel
defense.
Sanders. I don't know if he's going to be playing, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an impact right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it might be down the road, but like as of right now, I don't think Emmanuel Sanders is an impact. And like that Carolina defense is good. Like they're not one of the best, but they're good. And the Niners offense is not.
Okay.
I'll go Panthers.
it's been enough all year.
I got faith. It's my team.
One of your six?
One of my two teams in the NFL. I hate most of the NFL.
All righty. I think this game could expose Kyle Allen, and then they got to go back to Cam. That's like the storyline I'm following.
But at least let him run the course and see.
I think it's.
And I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I think he might be. He's legit, man. He looks good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He wasn't legit in college. I don't think he's legit now. He has talent, but
He's legit.
Cleveland at New England. Are you going to disagree here, Brian? Also,
Shit. No.
are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd love to take the Browns here. I still don't think New England's a legit title contender, but
They
I think
haven't.
they are, just because there might not just be that many good title contenders around.
in the AFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sure?
I'm taking the Patriots. Yeah, I can't take the Browns.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
They are off a bye week, and what do you call it? The Patriots are coming from the Monday nighter, so that's
Short week?
maybe they get the legs under them.
Oh, maybe they'll keep it close. Yeah, I'm taking the Pats.
It's not worth the risk. I mean, I think do I think the Browns could beat the Patriots? Sure. Because they have a really good offense when it clicks.
Against the best secondary in the league so far.
I don't, that's what I mean. I don't know.
All right.
But like, really, like OBJ's a game changer when he's on, and
against
maybe
Stephon Gilmore.
If he shows up, sure. I mean, I don't know. It's just like that.
You see how Jarvis Landry walked back to his "We're gonna win" quote?
No.
Did he walk it back?
Yeah, he said, "We're going in with the mindset of winning." Basically.
Yeah, of course.
The Patriots' offense is not good.
Sorry,
so that gives me hope.
He went from "We're gonna win" to "We're going up there to win" or something along those lines.
Jesus.
Denver at Indy.
I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah. I hate
enough with these Joe Flacco games, man. I'm gonna get this one wrong, but I'm sticking with the Colts.
I have no idea what the fuck the Colts are, man. Like, are they this good? I don't know. Yeah. But like, they scare the shit out of me every week. But I think this is the week that I actually take them.
Green Bay at Kansas City.
This sucks because this would have been a really good game. If
would have been awesome in terms of like just quarterbacks with wacky ways to throw the ball.
Yeah,
would have been awesome. Everyone taking Green Bay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Miami at Pittsburgh.
This one's only a 14 and a half point spread.
We should pick this one against the spread, honestly. Like, because this one is ridiculous.
I think every Dolphins game from now on we should pick against the spread because it just sucks.
Okay, I'll take my free win because I need it.
Pittsburgh, though. I'm taking Pittsburgh
I'll
without
take the Steelers.
Of course. So what games do we disagree on? I think it's only San Francisco, Carolina with
me. So this could
and the Giants.
So essentially we could tie this week and then
yeah. And then Mora with the Giants.
And Mora just disagreed with us all week.
Giants, Tennessee. That's it. And then Carolina.
And then,
Alrighty. Good. So that's week 8 picks. You sure you don't want to take
the Browns?
Yeah.
Like I'd love to do it just for the sake of doing it, but I don't. I can't. I could make those dangerous choices when I was up 6. Now that I'm up 1, it's like.
All right. Let's go into some rapid fire notes on the NFL. So Josh Gordon's done in New England, basically. Mm-hmm. They put him on IR, and then once he's healthy in 1 to 2 weeks, they're going to release him. And I think it's like they just became frustrated with Josh Gordon in terms of like they didn't like his conditioning a level, and like when you're a player, basically, and like I heard this on the Around the NFL podcast, and they were basically like he was in like the 45 to 53 man like range in their roster, and once you're in that level of player and you're not healthy, that they'll put you on IR, and the roster spot is more valuable to them than whatever you're giving them production wise. And I think like basically with Gordon being out, that's why they traded for Sanu.
Yeah, that was just a move to supplemental to the release that's impending at this point. So
I like Sanu, but I think he's like a 3. I don't think he's a 2 on this roster that they're making him. I still think that they have
they have Dorsett that's been injured. He'll be able to come back. And I forget
he's
the
like
name.
A 3 also.
Yeah. Like they have a bunch of just there's Edelman, and then it goes Sanu, Dorsett,
a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I forget the name of the player. I'm gonna pull it up here. Jacoby Myers. He had a pretty good game, and I think they're going to use him a lot more now too.
Yeah, no, agreed. I still think they need a tight end.
And there's bad teams. That movie's got so many good ones. So many good one-liners.
Weren't they looking at OJ Howard? I was hearing about that.
No, that's what I proposed. But OJ Howard's out this week.
Yeah, I heard that.
With a hamstring? I can't remember.
Yeah, hamstring.
So Shefty thinks that Brady's done in New England. That was a bombshell that he dropped.
Yeah, the big reason this is coming out is because him and his trainer are both putting their houses up for sale.
On sale. Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of a stretch. Would I love to see Tom Brady go somewhere else? Yes. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be great for the sport. I'm sick of.
I don't want to see MJ on the Wizards. No. I don't want to see. I don't want to see any of that.
No.
I would like to see him gone from New England. I just don't like New England. I just don't like Tom Brady because I've hated New England for so long. And I don't want to hate him anymore.
Either retire or
go to the Bears.
Go another year with the Pats because I know he's on another contract.
Go to the Bears.
No, he can't. I can't see him playing for another team ever. Like he's been a lifelong Patriot. The story has run its course.
Well, he's playing until he turns 58, right? Like that's the expectation at this point. So you can't spend that many more years with the Patriots. You got to get bored of that at some point.
Yeah.
Go spend 11 more years somewhere else? I think so.
Okay.
He's old. He's not. Yeah. I don't think he's honestly. Even if he goes somewhere else, I don't think he makes them that much better anymore. Especially next season, like he doesn't look like Tom Brady anymore. Hot take.
Yeah.
Like
no, I don't think it's wrong though.
No.
All right, let's move on.
To the one we already threw up.
Yeah. All right. So the Astros fire assistant GM Brandon Tobin. Yeah, see ya. What an idiot.
Good riddance. Man, the Astros are stupid though. They handled that so wrong.
Oh, so when they had, what's the GM's name?
I don't even know. How do we not know the GM of the Houston?
Jeff Luhnow. So he was having an interview after a press conference.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, I haven't reached out to the person yet."
Yeah.
And he was in the room. Which I'm sure he didn't know.
It was like, I've been too busy to reach out and we haven't crossed paths.
That part was shitty. I was just like, couldn't you have been like, what
are you doing at this point as the GM? Like, how are you too busy? You're not making moves. Yeah. You're not doing anything for the team. How are you too busy?
If I was Luna, I would have been like, oh, I wanted it to be in person and like for it to be genuine. And then someone should be like, oh, she's right here.
Oh, here. I'm sitting beside her.
And then if you actually apologize in front of cameras and stuff, it would bring you closer to sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you're an idiot.
I just think that like if anyone's rooting for the Astros that's not like a fan of the team or like affiliated with them, you're an idiot. You're a piece of shit.
This is the guy that made the remarks about the Osuna thing, right?
Yeah. Todman was,
Yeah.
Todman, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, so, I don't know if it should be affecting how I cheer for the World Series, which like I was going to cheer for Washington either way, obviously, but like I just really don't want to see the Astros win because this fucking organization is just so slimy. Hate it.
All right, let's move on to Game 3 of the World Series.
Yeah, tough. The Nats should have won that one. They had so many chances. They left 12 guys on base.
Wow.
Like I think it's the most all World Series that they've left runners in scoring position. Something like that. Like it was bad, man. They had so many chances early against Greinke and just couldn't put it together. There was a handful of calls on both sides that the ump missed, and that was just a mess. It screwed Sanchez out of a lot of shit. It sucked. I think Dave Martinez kind of lost it for them a little bit because there was a situation in the fourth or fifth, where Robles triples to drive in a run, and Anibal Sanchez knew it. Like he turned around, and he goes, "Do you want me to hit?" And they still had him go out to hit, like in like key moment, 1 out. You're sending your pitcher out there. They made him bunt. He strikes out on 3 bunts. Like, you get anyone off your bench and have them put a ball in play. You're now tied. So then you have to take Sanchez out at that point. You go to your bullpen. I think you go to Corbin eventually. And I think it's a completely different game if you do that. So, I mean, a couple of mistakes by Martinez. I think it cost them. They still look good enough.
You still got to just win two more games at home.
Yeah, you're back at home still. You have the bullpen game for the Astros tonight, and you have Patrick Corbin, who you're paying $100 and something million. So like things look good if you're the Nats. You're in a better spot than the Astros are for this series, I think.
But I would be scared to death to go back to Houston.
Yes and no. Because if you go back with a 3-2 lead, I'm not as concerned. I think you have a good chance of winning.
You got to win 2 games. Yeah. You got to win a game. No, you got to win a game.
Obviously you have to. I think you have to win tonight, or it's frightening because then you're going Cole, and then Scherzer. No, Verlander. Thank you, Jesus. You got Cole and Verlander back to back again. It's like, yeah, you took them both last time, but like that's not easy to do twice.
Yeah.
So I think tonight's a big one. They need to take the win. I think they put themselves in the best chance to win it because Corbin's a damn good starter, man. And you have him out there against a bullpen. Is
he out of the pen or is he starting?
No, he's starting.
Okay, good.
Yeah. He didn't end up pitching last night, so he gave him the opportunity to start tonight. I like it. I think they're in a good spot. I mean, yeah, last night sucks, but like, it's nice to have a bit of a series. I didn't want to see Washington just clean them for 4 games. I'm glad it's close.
All right, let's talk UFC then.
Yes.
McGregor's making his return.
Yeah.
You're still on Team McGregor after all the bad things that he's done?
You spelled McGregor wrong.
That's fine. 1G.
That's fine. All right. I was trying to do it during the fucking show. Get off my dick.
What did you ask me about McGregor?
You're still a fan of him after?
Oh, I mean,
things that he's done.
Yeah, he's still so fun to watch.
As an entertainer, I love him.
He's never been a good guy. I don't know why we're expecting him to be this patron saint like all of a sudden. Like, no, the guy's an asshole.
Yeah,
but he's a fun fighter to watch, and like he brings in so much money. I wrote an article while I was half asleep last night, and he is a part of 5 of the top 6 most viewed pay-per-view UFC events.
Yep.
Like the guy's polarizing as shit, man. Like he just keeps breaking his own record. People love to see him. I don't know if that's the case anymore though.
I still want to see him.
Like, but is it to the extent?
First fight that he takes is interesting depending on the opponent.
Could be Cerrone. Cerrone's a fight, man.
No, I don't think so. Dude. Like, yes, everyone said that. Like, no, everyone says he's a fight, but like, he's a very beatable opponent. Like,
obviously, like it's not like I'm sitting here avidly. I'm not sitting here going, yeah, Donald Cerrone is going to beat Conor McGregor because like Donald Cerrone is not this level, but dude, the guy fights everyone. Like it's not, you don't get through Donald Cerrone easy. He doesn't go down. It's going to be a long fight. I mean,
did you see the Masvidal fight against him?
No.
Oh, Masvidal absolutely dummied him.
Yeah.
I think Cerrone could be had. Like he's lost like
it's also
2 or 3
McGregor hasn't fought. McGregor hasn't fought in a year, over a year now. And before that he hadn't fought in a year. So basically he has 1 fight in 2 years.
If that fight's against Justin Gaethje, that's more interesting to me.
Yeah,
because he's a better fighter. And then so after that fight, he wants the winner of the BMF.
He wants Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
he doesn't really want the winner. He wants Nate Diaz.
I mean, I want either of them. I want both of them. Sure. To be honest, I want Masvidal and I want Diaz. I want the trilogy.
What I think is going to happen here is he's going to get that fight against Cerrone. He's going to get like, it's not going to be very pretty for Conor. I don't think like he's going to come back, be rusty. He's going to be meh through that fight. Yeah. He's going to get his ass kicked by Nate Diaz because he's been off for so long. And then he's going to get his ass kicked by Khabib.
I don't want to see Khabib.
I would love to see a Khabib Conor rematch.
That would be pretty funny.
I would love to see
that
Conor
would be great.
Khabib.
I just want to see what happens in lead up to that fight.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. And I think I think you kind of need to see Conor Khabib after Conor's been fighting a little bit, not like his return to the UFC.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be, Conor's had these 2 fights under his belt. Now we're going to go with Conor at his best and Khabib at his best. And we're going to see who's actually.
Yeah. I just don't know like logistically how it's going to work. Cause like when is Khabib fighting Tony? I think that's important. You got to like that. I need to see that fight first.
Dana White is putting a lot of water on this fire. Like he's just like, we haven't actually committed to January 18th. Like it's not set right. Like we're not even close on a contract or something like that. Uh-huh. And he goes, Khabib is not even talked about right now. Like we're more focused on him fighting the Ferg. And then we're going.
That's the
there.
fight that
he's not going to fight.
Who's the bad guy? I forget his name. Chael Sonnen. So he was basically like, he was saying the 10 fights that we need next year. And number 1 is Tony versus Khabib. That's the number 1 fight that like UFC fans fucking need is Tony Khabib, because like Khabib could lose that fight and it's legitimately close. And then I don't know if he would fight Tony and Conor in the same year. I just think that's a lot. That's the 2 at that.
Yeah. So is the run that Conor's trying to go on. Like,
no, I agree, but he's also
regardless of who you're getting in this first fight, it's going to be a battle. And then
when's this first one slated for? January, right?
January
18th. This is his exact date if you want to be specific. In Vegas, something like that. But yeah, like Nate Diaz is a brawler, and that man, you don't get through a fight easily with that man. His first 2 fights with him were battles.
Yeah.
And then you're going to try and go against Khabib, who's, I think, ranked as the number 1 pound for pound right now.
I think it's John Jones.
Is it?
I think it's John Jones.
Okay.
But he's like 2. I think he's 2.
He's been number 1 at points. But like he's up there.
No, because it was Daniel Cormier before he lost. And then it was John Jones. I don't think Khabib's ever been 1, which is.
I thought he was 1 for a bit.
Are
you sure?
Yep.
All right.
Right now, pound for pound, it's John Jones, Khabib, Henry Cejudo. Cejudo, rather, yeah. Miocic,
and then DC.
Yeah.
I want John Jones versus DC one more time. Just give me it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's going to be DC versus Stipe, the rematch, which I don't want to. No one wants to see that.
DC didn't want Jones, though, wasn't it?
No, DC doesn't want him.
No. Jones wants him.
Yeah. But I think you do have to make it a heavyweight then.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that would happen. All right. So Nate Diaz, he tests positive for something and then he doesn't.
Yes. Because I love Nate Diaz for this, man.
It was a very funny reaction that he had.
Like a lot of guys, you made a good point. A lot of guys get tested positive before, but they still go through the fight because they make their money. And he's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not having my name dragged down because of this shit. He goes, I know for a fact I didn't take anything because all he is like natural supplements, vegetable proteins, and all this shit. I'm pretty sure he's a vegetarian or something like that.
Eat his whole food.
Yeah. So like, good for him having the balls to be like, no, man, I'm not fighting until you prove that this is bullshit. And that's exactly what they did, man. Like USADA's got some interesting shit going on. I don't really trust them a lot of the time, but like he made them go back, take a look, make sure it was legit, and it wasn't. And now his name's clear, man. Like it's like you're not looking at this fight going, well, yeah, Nate, he won, but he's kind of on steroids. It's not a thing anymore. It's just like, yeah, you know what? This is what Nate is. It's not tainted. It's good. I'm so happy this fight actually might go on. It's still not confirmed whether Diaz is going to fight or not, but he's cleared to fight. And this, like, I've been looking forward to this for a while now. And the fact that it's actually going to go through, it's sick. I'm happy.
No, it's a good card because then you got Gastelum, the Gastelum Adesanya fight was ridiculous too, and that'll be fun. It's good. It's an okay card. 245's card is the card of the year though. That card is fucking redonkulous. So headlining, they have Usman Covington. Yeah, that's a fucking hell of a fight. Then they have Holloway Volkanovski as the co-main, and then Amanda Nunes versus JDR. It's just 3 monster fights to end the year.
I'm kind of tired of seeing Max Holloway. Like he's a good fighter. I feel like every card I watch has Max Holloway on it, and I'm like, yeah.
He just swings. He just fights.
Yeah, he's fun.
Doesn't give a shit.
Holloway Pettis was a shit fight, and that's the one I went to see. So I'm just like, yeah.
You picked the wrong Holloway fight to go to.
I know, man. Like it wasn't even a Holloway fight at the time, though. It was like Holloway and Pettis were like the second card. Yeah. There's a co-main.
Yeah.
And then they lost the one co-main, and then they lost a bunch of other fights, and then they brought in Rashad Lewis. I'm like, sick. I grew up loving this guy, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And then Rashard Evans, sorry, not Lewis. Lewis was magic. Rashard Evans. And then he got hurt, so he couldn't fight. And then the Pettis missed weight, so like the main event didn't even matter. It's just such a shit event. I'm like, ugh.
Are we talking soccer or no?
All right, let's give it tomorrow.
I wanna just briefly go over this.
Soccer.
Yeah. So TFC on Wednesday night, they after coming off their first win in the playoffs against who was it? Fuck, I forget. United? DC United, which we had actually brought up earlier in a podcast because it was in fact Wayne Rooney's last game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they go from Toronto into New York, first place, not expected to win.
No,
because New York City's the top team in the East. They're going into enemy territory, 1-1 going into the last 10 minutes. And it was the 89th minute. And Larea goes in, the fullback, for a run in the box, taken down. Penalty shot, like stonewall penalty. You can't like miss it. Like you didn't even need VAR for that one. No. And Pozuelo goes up, and like, I don't know if you guys know the soccer term for like the chip shot. Like, so he basically just goes up there and he does the Panenka.
Oh, Panenka.
Yeah. And it's named after a player who used to do that all the time.
Panenka? Is it named after Panenka?
Yeah.
No,
so he goes and he does the Panenka. and they win 2-1 on like a 90th minute penalty, and New York's going fucking bonkers because it's like, well, the fullback goes in and you're not going to call the penalty. It'd be horseshit. So like New York just blew it, and they all knew it because it's like, you can't not call that. And now TFC is going into Atlanta, I think next Wednesday, which is going to be interesting because like going into this season, like I think a lot of teams or a lot of people wrote off this team, and it's kind of just really cool to see that they're actually on track again.
Is it a home thing?
They got rid of the home and home altogether. So
so it's just one game and you go. Good luck.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Oh, for the whole tournament, for the whole thing?
For the entire playoff format, they've revamped it this year. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Everything is a one and done.
That's awesome. So
yeah, like they didn't even have Altidore playing against New York.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was going to bring up. He's not playing, right? Or he
hasn't played either the last two games. So it's kind of interesting to see them. Yeah, that's what's crazy.
I gotta hand it to the MLS fans, at least. Like, I still think the league sucks, but like, fans, dude, holy shit! I turned on that DC United game just because I thought maybe I could watch a little bit of it. I couldn't, but like, I was looking at the fans and like they're throwing smoke everywhere and fucking pieces of place going wild. Nuts. I'm like, holy shit! Like these guys are legit. Like,
after?
No.
Does it reseed more or no?
No,
I don't think so.
No, because Toronto is the 4th seed. They ended up playing the 1 seed. It didn't matter who won in the other side. They were slated to play New York, so they don't reseed at all.
Oh, okay. Is Pulisic overrated? Pulisic, Christian
Pulisic?
Yeah, he scored a hat trick just after Chelsea. I just see it in my Twitter.
I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's definitely the brightest star they have for the US.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of just the nature of being in the EPL. Like you move there and you're always expected to do well. It's the world's greatest football league. Like they're probably the highest tier football in the world right now. And yeah, you're going to a big name club there and you're expected to be the guy who replaces Eden Hazard, who, went over from Chelsea to Real Madrid. And like America's never, like US and anyone in North America has never really had a player do so well or be like at this kind of level since like probably Landon Donovan or Clint Dempsey. And even they weren't regarded in this kind of level. Yeah. So I wouldn't say he's overrated. Like, he's only like 21.
No, I know, but that's the thing I don't get about like soccer is why wasn't he starting? Like this is his first start since August or something. Mm-hmm. Like they often sit their good players. Like I just don't get that. Like how they terms of like how they rest guys and stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
it's hard because they play a lot of midweek games when it comes to the other tournaments. So aside from the league play, which is the EPL, like the Premier League, they also have like, I want to say like 2 or 3 different domestic tournaments and then along with European wide tournaments. So between the games you're playing on the weekends for the league plus whatever you're playing midweek, like, yeah, you need a lot of depth. And I don't know why he wouldn't have started since like August, like you said, but like I think he's probably the best American, or at least the best player in all of North America right now.
Really? Wow.
The guy, I'm going to sound like an idiot here, but the guy that won the MVP for soccer last year is like Modric? No.
Luka Modric?
Is he the guy that won something last year and is not even on the ballot this year? Ballon d'Or. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Isn't he like the first person to like win it and then not be named to the top 20 the next year?
It's really subjective, but like, cause last year he
shouldn't have won it, right? Like I think that was
everybody says no to this, but I agree with giving it to him because he brought Croatia to the World Cup and they've never come close in my lifetime to making the World Cup final. Okay. And he's been the large part in why they did well and why Real Madrid did well in Champions League. Like he's probably the best midfielder. In 2018, he was by far the best midfielder.
Yeah.
This year, they've kind of struggled in Real Madrid. So yeah, like you're not going to get the same nod you would have in 2018. So like,
that's all I heard.
Away from his 2018 performance, but like it's kind of hard when the rest of your team just leaves.
Yeah,
like Ronaldo left. You got Gareth Bale, who's you never know what you get out of him every given week, and then Hazard's trying to fix himself into this lineup, and it's kind of been a mess for Madrid so far.
Yeah. That was the extent of my soccer knowledge. I know he won it last year, and then I think he's the first one to not be named to the top 20 list next year.
I had no idea that happened. I thought it was just either Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Like, statistically speaking, Ronaldo and Messi put up numbers far beyond every other player in the world. The problem is, like in 2015, they were putting up whatever, like 70 goals a year. And now that they're only putting up 50, it's like, oh, well, now there's another guy who had a really great year. Might as well give it to him because Ronaldo and Messi didn't come close to their totals from 3 years ago.
No, so it was like when
we need someone
won the MVP over LeBron. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, well, you're comparing Ronaldo and Messi to the previous performances.
It's like when anyone wins it over LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, we're just tired of giving it to LeBron. Let's give it to someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Is that it for this week?
Look at us with soccer. We just went like 12 minutes on soccer.
Wow, really?
I'm so proud of you, Morrow. That's well done.
I know.
I think
you should be proud of me for letting in a row.
Yeah, I know. I'm greatly appreciative of this.
That's definitely the least that Amir and I have sat here for and just listen because
I muted my mic actually.
I tried my very best to put in my knowledge of soccer, and that was it.
Wow. Appreciate it.
Sorry, man. Wish I had more for you.
Go TFC.
Yeah. When did they play?
I'd like to do my
Toronto sports, man. We like when teams in Toronto win.
When does TFC play?
Wednesday in Atlanta.
The Raps play on Wednesday. Oh, in Atlanta? Apparently, like their stadiums, like they're relatively. Isn't this their second year, or is this their first year?
Second or third year at least, and they've been a great team ever since joining. So
who's that guy that they? No, I know that they have this one guy that's like, was he the MVP of the league, or he led the league in scoring?
Joseph Martinez.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's a good. I think Venezuelan.
Jose Martinez. You mean the outfielder for the Cardinals?
Are the Cardinals?
Joseph Martinez. But no, he's. It's going to be a good game.
All right. Is that for this week, boys?
Yeah, I'd like to do my final sign off in case I don't make it back from Detroit.
Rest in peace, Morrow.
This is a final. Hey, how are ya? Just in case. Go TFC and go Giants.
I think you could have given that a better. Hey, how are ya?
Hey, how are ya?
There you go.
There.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.